folks, this is all the fruit, and today I'm foraging in the beautiful village of Long San in Sarawak in Borneo. This village is 100 kilometers away from the next paved road. Still, it's very modern, very well maintained, and with a lot of interesting gardens. And of course with the added benefit of the jungle around it, where you can find a lot of wonderful wild fruits. Now let's see first what we can find here in the center of the village. Pisang kapok, nice frying bananas. Makota deva, God's crown, is a medicinal fruit. Behind it some manioc and tropical asparagus. Here some pepper is climbing up this little shed. And what is this? Could this be some really big leaf dabai? Oh, good. The coconut tree is hanging full again. I guess since I was here last time 3 years ago, nobody has been harvesting it. But now I'm back. They have so many sprouted coconuts. Yeah, they said those are my hosts, which I haven't seen for 3 years. I just crashed their house now. I guess they are collecting coconuts to plant on the land they bought a couple years ago. And here on this mango tree, I saw a couple bunches. I wonder what mangoes those are. See? They are growing in really huge clusters. 2 of those bunches. This could be some of the local mangoes. This could be maybe a sampao or something. Well, if they don't know, the neighbor who owns it should know. Could also be a some plum seedling Mangifera indica. Let's see what else we can find. Water apple or wax apple. There are several species and countless varieties of those around here. Some young coconut trees. A young durian tree. Here a duku langsat tree. Behind it, I think this could be dabai, the Borneo olive. Here a rambutan tree. This is definitely a dabai tree. And somewhere around here there was a giant rambutan tree. That doesn't mean that the tree is very big, but that the leaves and the fruits are enormous. Yeah, the people around here in the village are Orang Ulu Kenya. So they have not only the standard fruits and veg which you would expect in a Malayu village, they also have the rare jungle stuff. Huge jungle mango tree. This is probably bambagan. Next to it, some tarap or some other closely related Tartocarpus. Don't see the giant rambutan though. Hope they haven't cut it down. Don't know what this banana is, but this is most probably dabai. It looks a little bit like matoa, but I'm pretty sure that it's dabai. Oh yeah, we might not be right in the fruit season, but it is kind of fruity around here. Look at that. This is tarap or maybe binturu. If it's binturu, yeah, the fruits are smaller, less smelly, but just as sweet and tasty. And over there, I see a bambagan tree hanging full of tasty and horribly smelly jungle mangoes. Don't know if they smell already. They must be ripe in order to smell. Here, again, some pisang kapok. The Singapore rhododendron with the pink flowers down there also has edible fruits. Oh yeah, look at this. There are hundreds of those jungle mangoes hanging from this tree. Yeah, other people don't like those so much, but the local Borneo people, they adore them. If they are good, they taste like beef soup. I like the good varieties. The not so good ones are just boring and sour. Another Makota deva tree. This medical fruit is quite popular here. What's even more popular are chilies. In all shapes, sizes, and degrees of hotness. Some other mango tree also hanging full of bunches. Back then a couple soursop trees. Ooh, I thought this was a cat, but it's a little dog. The dogs here in Borneo are incredibly infected with, I don't know, lots of skin and other diseases. Here we have a small jackfruit tree, probably already big enough to bear fruit. This is another dabai or two other dabai trees, but they are not in season, it seems. Hi little doggies, but I'm here for the fruities, not for you. Don't you want to eat your nice dried toad? Well, here some gourd, something related to the bottle gourd, is hanging from this vine. Let's see what we got here. Some kasturi lime, very popular here in this area. By the way, if you don't see durian, I bought durian from this village. Even the prices are kind of, oh no, this is not a kasturi lime. This is something completely different. Wait, this is some gardenia. Haven't seen those in a long time. I think this is gardenia. Nice, wonderful flowers. And I read somewhere that the fruits are edible. Dragon fruit, apparently the only cactus that's commercially viable in a rainforest climate. It's very popular in Southeast Asia and Indonesia. And here is a calamansi lime, but quite a somber looking plant. And down there, some taro. You can eat the leaves, you can also eat the tubers. And you should not ride a motorbike in this little road here. And this is Job's tears, Coix lacrimaiobi. It's quite common in those little villages. It used to be an important corn, an important food source. But now, the only place I've confirmed that it's being grown is in West Kalimantan, deep in the jungle. Let's see what we find near the river. Rambutan. Next to it, an encala tree, the Borneo avocado. This one has no fruits, but I saw a bigger tree near a smaller stream here, which I guess nobody dared to harvest because it was at a too precarious place and it was still hanging full of fruits. Jackfruit tree, yes, here are the big jackfruits. Jackfruit is the biggest tree-borne fruit, can get heavier than your average person. What have we got here? This seems to be another dabai. Wow, dabai seems to be really popular around here. Oh, this is the first striped pulazan I've seen in years. Look at that. It's like a rambutan without hair. Instead of hairs, it has those little protrusions. However, it seems that this is deep purple when ripe. So all those which are kind of brownish, are they bad or just half ripe? Strange, strange, strange. It's so much tastier than the rambutan. I don't know why it's virtually unknown outside of Malaysia. Fortunately, the Penang palms or the betel nuts are very well known outside of Malaysia. They're a local drug, which means people spit red. I think I still haven't identified this Syzygium, which grows by the millions along riverbanks. It has some sort of fruits which taste a little bit like a very boring rose apple. Rose apple tastes strongly of roses, while this stuff tastes very weakly of roses. Here we have the mighty Baram River. By the way, I bought durian today, so there is even durian around here. So yeah, the mighty Baram River. Some quite good jungle on the other side. Lots of water. Those rapids are crazy, and the rapids I can see in the back behind the bend are even crazier. Don't see any interesting additional fruits here. A Duku Langza tree which is still kind of hanging full of fruits. Good, good. So here we might not be on the height of the fruit season, but finally I've arrived in an area where there is something like a fruit season good. I also have a good base in that village, so yeah, it's gonna be fun, folks. This here seems to be a matua tree, quite young still. A lot of different, oh, I'm really tired. A lot of different manioc varieties here. Yeah, all the leaves are edible and also the tubers. Yeah, here they cultivate a lot of things in those plastic bags. I guess it's easier for controlling the water levels. If you put them in the ground with the frequent rains, they're going to be quite soaked. If you put them in those plastic bags, not only can you transport them from one end of your garden to the other, but also they don't get flooded too much. This seems to be a great gardener, having a lot of stuff in those plastic bags. Some of the mango trees are flowering. Here another jackfruit tree, but without big fruits. Here a school. I'm always impressed how big and well maintained the schools here, even in the deepest jungle, are. Here another jackfruit with fruits hanging down. A young durian. By the way, I managed to find my host. She was in a different house, not where I expected her. Here, by the way, the jungle hills in the background. She said, fruit season is not like before. Very few fruits. Well, at least there are some. At least it's better than what I have seen during the last 5 weeks. Here some papayas. This is a female. The one next to it is a male. Here they use the male fruits, the male flowers for something, but I don't know for what. One of the local eggplants, the pea eggplant, but no fruits on it. The fruits are the size of grains of pea, or pea grains basically. Here a guava with a couple fruits on it. What is this? This one is shining in my eyes. Ah, it's a water apple, even with a couple not very good fruits still hanging on it. The Latin name of those big trees is Shorea. They are the tallest non-coniferous tree in the world, except for old claims by about some eucalyptus species. And they are also very important because they produce big oily nuts or seeds, which the locals collect in large quantities. Also look at all those epiphytes on this tree, mostly ferns. The little tree underneath it could be a star fruit. Here finally, hello. Here finally a terong pipit with fruits. Those are still too small to harvest, but after some time I think they are gonna make some nice and tasty meal. Sun is shining so much in my eyes, walking in the wrong direction considering the sun. What are those red fruits back then? There is an epiphyte, or maybe it's a vine, I cannot recognize if it reaches to the ground. Some reishi. I think those fruits are from the epiphyte, not from the actual tree. Don't think that those are desired. An oil palm. Those are planted in many areas which are too far away from the next mill. They would have to go over 100 kilometers of crazy untarmacked jungle roads to deliver those to the mill. A lot of them were planted around here and then abandoned for good reason, because the transport is just too crazy. Here we have some other crazy plant, the local sour eggplant or Dayak apple. It's an eggplant endemic to Borneo, a very important vegetable for the local people, which for some strange reason hasn't made its appearance on the international culinary scene yet. I don't know why. There are so many Eggplants grown everywhere. Oh, here, by the way, tomatoes. Those are quite uncommon around here. So many eggplants grown around there, which most of them taste quite similar. And this is a sour eggplant, and people internationally still don't grow it. Don't know what this cucurbitaceae is, which is covering here the soursop tree. And again, the sun is shining in my eyes, so I cannot tell you what's ahead. Here is some cucurbitaceae, some old fruit hanging from this tree. This is some of the local mangoes. It's not Mangifera indica, it's not Bambagan or Mangifera payang. Some of the other ones, maybe Mangifera foetida or something like this. And down here, this looks like quite a big manioc tree. I think it's not really manioc, but some close relative. Also, yep, the bridges are being used by pedestrians and motorbikes alike. Definitely take advantage of every bridge you can see stuff basically from the monkey perspective. Oh yeah, this small mango tree there with the big leaves is Mangifera payang. One in the background, not even sure what it is. It's so crazy to see all those coconut trees here so far away from the tropics, but so far away from the coast where they are native, but we are still in the tropics, so why not? Matua tree, but not a single fruit on it. What I wanted to show you here was this tree, the Borneo avocado or encala. The fruits look nothing like an avocado, but after you soak them in hot water without actually boiling them, they taste quite oily, and so people call it an avocado. And here, this Syzygium, which grows everywhere along the rivers and tastes like a boring rose apple. A small longan tree, and hidden behind it some serious cactus. Funny, I see those very rarely around here. Dragon fruit, yes, sometimes even an opancha, but this is unusual. Sometimes when you're looking at the fruits, you're missing the vegetables. The famous dragon bean. For some reason, most of them have been ripped off and are lying on the ground. You're not gonna cook those, folks. What are you doing with them? Pineapples over there. Here they are being grown in old tires. Let's see. Here is an opancha. And like with the other cactus, look at that. The cacti actually being protected from the sun. Very strange. Well, cannot see a pineapple fruit anywhere. Here is okra, a Malvaceae vegetable. This one is a little bit old. Over there they are younger plants. And another cactus. I've never seen those people eat them. But basically, if you take the young nopales, roast them and peel them, you can eat them with some sambal. I think they will love it here. Lemongrass, by the way. A pandanus plant. They sure like the buds and the leaves for a lot of different applications. The buds are mostly eaten, the leaves mostly used for flavoring. Here finally some dabai, which is not only almost ripe, but also low enough above the ground. Wait, this one is lower and even has some sunlight on it, that I can show it to you. It's not easy to get dabai so nicely. So look at that closely, folks. This is the Borneo olive. For many Borneo people, this is the most revered fruit. You put it in hot water without cooking it, and it gets soft, and it's basically like an olive, just with a very different flavor from an olive. It's amazing. It should be used in the internationally culinary scene for sure. Over there are some longans, folks. But those are not the normal longans. This is the var echinatus, or the subspecies echinatus, endemic to Borneo. They seem still a little bit unripe. I've very rarely seen trees of those. You see them from time to time on the markets, but the trees are quite uncommon. They taste so different from normal longans. taro being grown down in that swamp, and here one of the traditional houses. Basically, they didn't care so much about slopes and hills or about water. You built your house on stilts, you can build your house everywhere. Here once again from close up, Makota Devo, or God's crown, the medicinal fruit, and here a little soursop fruit. And here a small Dukulangsa tree I overlooked. Oh, and behind it, hidden amongst this rambutan, another local longan. I think this is the Cacus longan, but it seems to be quite overripe. The color is already a little bit too dark. Yeah, this tasty fruit, folks, you will hardly find outside of Borneo.